Hi everybody, so today I'm just going to do a life update. A lot has happened in 2017. I've been a bit MIA off of social media, YouTube. I wasn't uploading consistently. Sorry for that. There's a reason for it though, well obviously like I was busy, I had other priorities I felt, and also I felt that when I did upload I just didn't get the views that I used to get, which is partly my fault as well, but I know that a lot of other YouTubers have been experiencing that as well. So it was a mixture of those two reasons really, my priorities and the fact, I was just a little bit like demotivated as well. All in all, I feel like 2017 has been really good. Like I felt incredibly blessed. So I'm going to start off with, obviously it was Chaka's wedding. So that was in August time. So I've uploaded a vlog on that. So if you haven't seen it, I'll leave the link to that in the description box. But when I tell you that was stressful, I can't imagine the amount of stress that Chaka was going through. She does, yeah, as well. And also the rest of the family too. Like, it was just like, fam, is this how planning a wedding is? Because I'm probably going to hold off mine a little bit. With me, I was still on placement, so I had that in the back of my head as well, in the run up to the wedding. And then on the wedding day, I didn't eat. I tried to make sure Chaka was, eating. I was pretty much around her all the time, and that's what annoyed me as well. Like I was so like on edge that day. I don't remember half the people that were there. I'm sure Chaka don't remember half the people that were there either. I don't remember eating a full meal and everyone was saying the food was good. Well, nice to hear that. Okay, I lost my cool with a couple of aunties. One of them just like pulled me to the side and was like, EJ, what are you doing? You're supposed to be asking her what she wants to eat. You're the maid of honor. And I like lost my cool with two aunties, but they don't know that I was asking Chaka, hey, do you want something to eat? I was fanning her. I was making sure she was cool, making sure she was all right all the time. They didn't see that, and I lost my cool. I got really angry. I had to apologize afterwards because, that's when like I came back to my senses a little bit. I was a bit more myself the day after the wedding, and I just pulled him to the side and was just like, I'm really sorry for yesterday. She completely understood I was very stressed and I didn't appreciate being told off about something that I was already doing on the day. I felt like I did my duties as a maid of honor. I organized Chaka's hen do for her, tried to keep the bridesmaids, I don't want to say keep them in check, but I just wanted to make sure they knew where they were supposed to be during the wedding. I asked for help from the bridesmaids if I needed it. Yeah, I'm really grateful to the bridesmaids as well for their help. I'm sure Chaka's very grateful as well. I was actually having a chat with one of my friends. She was just like, what qualities do you look for like in a bridesmaid? I actually just had to think to myself. I think I would go for somebody that knew me, obviously. Somebody that is happy for me. I don't want any bad belly people around me on my wedding day. Someone that's happy for me and for, my engagement, marriage, my relationship. Somebody that knows how to smile properly, because I don't want you messing up the wedding pictures. A happy person, someone that's going to get excited and, hyper with me, not be like lacking energy. I don't need that on my wedding day. Somebody that can afford their wedding dress. Like, obviously it depends on how well off I am, if I need to help you out with buying a wedding dress, but your bridesmaid's dress, sorry. You need to be able to buy your own bridesmaid's dress. I don't know, some people don't agree with me when I say that, but it depends on the couple. If it was me, I would expect my bridesmaids to pay for their own dress if they, they have their own place and, they have their own money and stuff like that. I would expect them to pay for their own dress. When it comes to the flower girls and the page boys and stuff, then I will take care of that because they're little babies. They didn't ask to be in the bridal train. Or if their parents want to help out and that's their way of, a present to me, that's fine as well. But normally I would take care of the kids. Well, that's what I would do. Yeah, I'm just hoping that my own one goes, smoothly. One thing I'm not going to allow is aunties and uncles to impose their kids on my wedding day. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So yeah, so that was the wedding. Chaka and Chilazia are very happy. I'll leave Chaka's channel down below. She recently did a video on being a newlywed, so maybe you can get some tips from there. I'll leave that in the description box as well. I passed my driving test. How many driving tests have I had? I think I had about 4. I had 3 in Stevenage, which I failed. The first one I failed because I was driving too slow. Second one I failed because I forgot to turn my indicator off. Third one I failed because I didn't know I was approaching a roundabout. I swear, I didn't know I was on the roundabout, and this was on the way back to the driving centre as well. And the test had gone absolutely fantastic. So I was literally trying really hard not to cry on that one. I knew I really messed up on that one. And then my fourth one I had in Tottenham, here in Tottenham. Yeah, I had to go with automatic because my theory was about to run out like in the next month, so I kind of had to pass, and I failed on that one because he said it was a meeting situation and I should have waited. Anyone that's been on Broad Lane, you don't really do a meeting situation. It's not a narrow road, it's broad. Anyway, so there was that, and then on the fifth go I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to Stevenage, even though my Tottenham instructor was like, yeah, I don't think you should. I don't care. I'm gonna pass in Stevenage. This is my last go. If I don't, then boy, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I had 2 lessons with a Stevenage instructor, and then I had my test. I passed, and I'm telling you, I was so freaking happy. I thought that I failed because I was on like a country lane or something. You get some of those around Stevenage. I was on this like narrow country lane or whatever, and I didn't know the speed limit. I was like, is it 60? Look at the conditions of the road. I can't do 60 here, I'm going to crash. So I was doing whatever, and then I noticed there was like a pile of cars behind me. So I was like, I'm clearly going too slow. And then I tried to gauge the speed of the people on the other side. I was like, all right, let me pick it up a bit to 45. I think I was doing about 30. So I was like, let me pick it up a bit to 45. And, you know, after that, I was like, you know, I know I failed. I was driving too slow. Here we go again. But yeah, I passed. So that's that. I haven't driven since last July, if I'm honest. I'm hoping to get a car this year, fingers crossed. I need to get behind the wheel again because I don't want to forget everything. Last year, I was back in Tottenham, back in student accommodation, the same student accommodation I left in undergrad. What can I say? I was with 9 other people, and it wasn't a bed of roses at all. I lived with one girl. She was a doctor, or training to be a doctor. She was nice. She was all right. Although some of her views on immigrants I didn't agree with. So we had, but no, she was all right. But we had a common enemy. I don't want to say enemy. We had a common dislike for somebody in the flat, so that kind of brought us together, which was kind of sad. But I'll tell you about her in a sec. And then there were just everybody else. Like, I got on with basically everybody else apart from this one girl. So I moved in September of 2016 or whenever, or I finished in August. It was like August time. I moved into this current one. Just carried over the contract. But yeah, from November 2016 to the time that I moved to here, didn't speak to her. I didn't speak to her at all because she was a thief. She was a thief. That's the only way I could describe her. You know, I went away in September, and September 2016 or whatever, away from the flat, and I came back with some sweets and stuff or whatever for, you know, my family, left it in the fridge, and I noticed that it was going down and down and down. And then I opened it and there was basically nothing else, and it was her. But I love sweet stuff. I love sweet stuff, but I'm not going to eat other people's stuff. Like, she'd take a couple of plates, a saucepan. She liked jelly. So anytime I would buy sweet stuff, I would have to eat it on that day because I know it would be gone unless I leave a note for her. And that's what I started doing, and that's why we stopped talking, because I left a note. It was a really harsh note, and I said, and I said her name, and from that point, it's because she opened my cupboard and she definitely saw it, and she stopped saying hello to me in the kitchen, and I stopped saying hello to her. I didn't care because it was just annoying. Like, I'd buy food and it would go missing. Someone said to me, oh, it's just normal because it's student life. No, it's my life, and I'm broke already. I don't appreciate someone eating my food. Like, there was one girl, she'd have her grandma come over from Doncaster, make her some sweet, lovely curry, and, you know, she'd pack it away in her Tupperware, and that girl would nom at that as well. She just had no restraint at all. And I remember when she had like I think it was her birthday or something, so like, whatever, you know, you go crazy on your birthday and shit. I had these like little plastic cups, plastic tumblers or whatever in my thing, and obviously she'd used it, So, you know, obviously I was so angry. I literally stormed out the kitchen. I think I nearly broke the door off the hinge. I was like, bam, bam, bam on her door. She didn't answer. I don't know whether she was stone drunk still or high or whatever, because that girl was just reckless. I stormed downstairs to reception. I said, look, this girl had a party, because obviously I'd seen that she'd had the party. I just minded my business or whatever. And they couldn't do anything about it. They did absolutely nothing about it. You know, anytime you confronted her about, you know, things going missing, she would deny it. Someone actually did see her going through cupboards. They didn't say anything. It was only me and the doctor girl that were vocal. Someone else in the flat had told me, oh, you know, I asked her whether she'd stolen this from me, and she's just screamed at me. She's like, I'm tired of people. Blah, 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 blah. Fam, everyone knows it's you. And do you know how we know it's her, or how we knew it was her? Because she lived there the year before, and so did another guy who was from Mauritius. Now, this guy from Mauritius has a padlock, bicycle lock wraps around his thing. Why? Because she used to steal stuff. She used to steal stuff. So yeah, that's the kind of people I was living with. And then to top it off, I had these little creatures in the kitchen. Oh my God, they were disgusting. They were like, I would open up my flour and I would see like, I don't know, they call like flower weevils or some, it was disgusting. And then I remember when I was like, oh my God, I cannot cook in this kitchen. I had to clean everything from top to bottom. They kind of went away. Suddenly, as soon as the temperature picked up, there were like 30 in my cupboard. They were like all over everything, even my plates and stuff. I had to move a lot of my stuff. All of my dry foods, I would keep in my room. Even to this day, I'm still scared because I hate clusters of insects. It just makes me want to vomit. So I was eating a lot of takeaway. Luckily I had my cousin that lived near me. So I would go to her house, cook my rice and stew, cook whatever I need to cook, and then, you know, leave some for her obviously as a thank you, and then bring the rest back to mine. I can't survive on takeaways. I was just really, really, really low in mood. I felt like a shell of myself, because this is like, I have a serious attachment to food, as a lot of people do, and you know, you can't survive on takeaways. I don't know how people can do that. And obviously, like, I want to go to the kitchen and cook, and I can't because of all these creatures. It was disgusting. And then I remember when I opened one drawer, I was like, where, I need to find the source of this thing. My gosh, I opened up a cupboard and I saw, it was like, was it honey or something? And they were all over this cupboard, all over this honey, all over the cupboard. There were at least 200 in there. I slammed that thing shut. I went into my room. I started rocking back and forth. I wanted to literally pour petrol on myself and set myself alight. I don't know whether they actually got the problem sorted, because when I went back there, because I left something in the flat when I moved here, I did see them on the walls still. So good luck to whoever's there. Enjoy your flower weevils. There's none here, thank God. I threw away a lot of my food, like pretty much all of my food when I moved here. Anything that could be contaminated, I threw away. And I also bleached the bottom of my kitchen slippers. I don't want to transfer any eggs into my room, no. Once it gets in my room, that's it, I'm moving back to Stevenage. Yeah, that was basically it, but now I'm living with 4 other Chinese girls. They're really nice. There's one that's next to me that I'm not too sure about, because, I don't know, sometimes she says hello to me in the kitchen and other times she doesn't. Yeah, and then obviously education. In January I had my placement 1. From June to August I had placement 2. Then from September I had a little 2-week break, and luckily Chaka's wedding fell in between that 2-week break. September to December I had placement 3. Placement 1, you're just basically observing. So I went to Great Ormond Street Hospital. Great experience. I was 2 weeks there. I kind of realised then that I probably don't want to go into paediatrics, because it's like my heart hurts when I see kids in pain. It's not nice to see. And then placement 2, I was in an orthopedic hospital, half of it, and then the other half I was doing clinics. So it was like clinics every day. So it was basically diabetes, pre-diabetes, obesity. But yeah, I enjoyed that because I'm going to be honest with you, I couldn't say boo to a goose. I was just so nervous to speak to patients. So placement 2, all good. And then placement 3, I was in central London and, you know, covered a heck of a lot. So it was oncology, cancer, respiratory. So it was like cystic fibrosis and MND, cardiac and ICU. I realized then I'm not really a fan of ICU, just because I actually like to talk to patients. But also one good thing about ICU is that all the information is there, because they're so closely monitored. Anything you ask them to do, you know, whether it's a food chart, whether to change their feeding regime, you know, whether to increase fluids or whatever, they're more likely to actually do it and be on it. They're very on it, the ICU nurses. It's 11 weeks for clinical placement and then 3 weeks for public health. So forget public health, because that was chill, that was fine. You put yourself under so much stress, because like, this is it, this is the final. A lot of people fail. Obviously that's in the back of your head. And where I was at, you know, I was told by someone that worked there, you know, a lot of people do fail here. And it's just like, well, great, thanks for telling me that. From weeks 8 onwards, so 8, 9, 10, 11, like that's when I started to feel the pressure. So in week 9, they gave us our own ward. So I had cardiothoracic surgery and people with like lung cancer and things like that. I had head and neck cancer as well. Yeah, they started to pile up the pressure, and I think it was like week 9. I just cried. I just broke down to my student lead. I was like thinking, crap, she has a student lead meeting the next day. I just don't want them to fail me. That's all I was thinking. Please don't fail me. And it's not like a job, because you have to be on the ball every single day. You have these dietitians watching your every move. I noticed that I was a lot more relaxed when they were like, you know, go and speak to this patient by yourself. I was so much more relaxed having chats with the patients and stuff. But when they were watching me, because obviously they had to do their clinical observation, I just noticed that I was just a little bit more tense, which is natural. I had moments where I was like, you know, I'm scared I'm gonna fail. But then everyone was like, oh, well, they would have told you by now. It's week 9 out of 11. They would have told you by now. There was times where I literally look in the mirror like, you're not good enough. Like, you're gonna fail. You know, you're too stupid to be here. Like, what are you doing here? You know, I had these conversations with myself a lot. I doubted myself a lot, which is what I mentioned in my previous video with Roppo. That definitely hindered me a bit, I feel. And, you know, I'm trying not to do that in 2018, just to go for it, because that's what I was told a lot by the other dietitians. So, yeah, and there was a point where, you know, I got really sick. They were like, oh, everyone come for flu jab. I was like, you guys enjoy getting needles stuck into you. I don't know what is in that thing. I'm not having a damn flu jab. All right. So I didn't get the flu jab, and then the week after, guess who got sick? I got so sick. I never get sick. I never get like colds or flus. I rarely get them. So yeah, I was really shocked. Like, what is this, fam? It was full on. Like, I wouldn't say it was flu. I don't think I would have been able to get out of bed if it was flu. But it was a very extreme cold. Like, I literally felt like I couldn't breathe. My nose was crusted up in the morning. I lost my voice. So then, obviously, when I'm coming speaking to patients, I'm like, hi, my name is. Like, they were looking at me like, are you all right enough to be near me? And they were like, look, if you need to, you know, take some time off, that's fine. We can just extend you by a couple of days. Sweetheart, no, I am finishing when everyone else is finishing. Okay. And then there was another time where because I have a problem with, well, sciatica, which is basically like the nerve or something to do with the nerves, is pinching or whatever in my back. So like, I get this sharp pain down through my bum, to the bottom of my legs. So I've had that about 3 times. And before, and so it came up again. I just woke up. I don't know how. And you know, it was really hard for me to walk around. Yeah, it was just really hard for me to walk around. So I was walking a bit slowly, and they were like, look, we can move you to the wards that are lower down, so you don't have to walk as far. And you know, they were just trying to accommodate to me. They're like, look, if you need to take some time off for your back, this was around week 6, by the way. If you need to take some time off for your back, you know, we can extend you. All I was hearing was extend. No, I'm not extending anything. So obviously, I would just come drugged up with paracetamol, ibuprofen, anything I can get down me, and get on with it. And if they ask me if I'm fine, I'd be like, yeah, I'm great. Inside, I'm not okay. You know, I was okay after a couple of weeks, and that was it. So then obviously placement 3 was done. It was Christmas time, and we were having our, you know, dietitians get together or whatever. And I knew that, so the girl that I was on placement with, she had an interview. I knew that. She got the job. I was so freaking happy. Like, this joy inside me, like, I literally jumped up from the couch and I like jumped on it. I was just so happy. I just couldn't stop smiling. But then when I got back home, it was just like, oh my God, like, EJ, I hope you're not, like, I was just worried. I had all these thoughts going on in my head, like, I don't want to be the last person to get a job. Like, I was just really like down for a little bit, like, okay, so what are we gonna do? And so I just kick-started my whole application process, and I think I applied to like 5 jobs around the country. So yeah, I had an interview beginning of January. I was like kind of blasé about it. I was like, you know what, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. I don't know if I really want to live here. That's what was going in my head basically. And plus there was another job that I kind of wanted and was waiting to hear back from in terms of interview. So I went there, stayed overnight. Yeah, so I went in, they asked me, you know, why do you want to work here? A lot of scenario questions really. And then they gave me a task to do on a tube fed patient. Yeah, so I came out of there, I called my mom and my dad when I got to the hotel. I was like, look, I don't know if I got it, but you know, it's whatever in it. I came here, I just wanted the experience. I don't know. That's all I can say, I don't know. It was okay. And when I was at King's Cross, I got a call from them. I was like, fam, what? And they were like, hey, we'd like to offer you the job as a dietitian. I was like, sorry, what? So yeah, I was literally over the moon. But then part of me was like, oh my God, like I'm gonna be living to this place. I don't know anybody there. Turns out I actually do know one friend that lives kind of nearby, so that's all right. But you know, at the time I was like, I don't know anybody that lives there. What am I gonna do? So I accepted it anyway. And then the day after, I got 2 other interview offers, and I was just like, what? I ended up turning them both down because one of them, it's in a seaside town, and also one of the girls on the course, I know that she was going for it too, and I kind of felt that she probably had an interview with them, and it's near her hometown. So I was like, let me not be greedy, and I'm just gonna pull out. And I actually found out yesterday that she actually got that job, so I am so freaking happy. And then there was another one, I don't know, the house prices were too much, and I'm trying to save some money this year. But there was one particular one up north near Leeds that I wanted, and so I was waiting for that. I got an interview for that as well. So 4 out of the 5 that I applied to, I got interviews for, which was good. But yeah, so I went to that one. Long story short, didn't get that one. So yeah, I'll be moving in April. I'll be starting in April and moving and leaving London in March. I'm really sad. I'm actually really sad. Because obviously I don't really know anybody there. I tried to look up, like, where am I going to buy yam and plantain? I need to know, because I don't see anybody of ethnic origin or any black and minority ethnic groups there. So I'm just wondering where I'm going to get my yam and plantain from, really. Where am I going to get my stockfish, my smoked fish, my palm oil? Where am I going to get it? Where am I going to get my okra? Like, the heck? So yeah, it's all been worth it. All the headache has been worth it. And I just want to say thank you to people that congratulated me on when I announced it on Snapchat and Instagram. Some of you have been following me from when I'd got on this course. Thank you very much for sticking around. I really appreciate it. I'm scared. You know, it's time for me to be an adult, paying bills, possibly driving a car. Oh my God, it's crazy. I'm gonna be so far from my mummy. I'm gonna be like 2.5 hours away. I'm grateful that I actually have a job. So most of us on the course, actually, before even finishing, about 7 out of 11 of us have got jobs. So we're all going to be scattered around the country. So yeah, I'm really grateful. I love everyone on my course. Like, they are like the best people I could have studied with ever. Everyone's just so supportive. We all love each other, and 2017 has just been amazing. So 2018, I'm just gonna save money, save money and work hard. Oh, I forgot to mention, in my new job, so I'll be just on the medical surgical wards, and I will have an outpatient clinic. So it's just obesity, nutrition support, IBS, as far as I'm aware, and cardiac rehab program every month, so monthly, so people that just had like heart attacks and things like that. So yeah, that'll basically be my caseload. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm so scared. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that 2018 will be amazing for you all as well. And just thank you for those that have stayed subscribed. I really appreciate it, and thank you. Thanks. Bye.